Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience getting a tattoo in Japan. I know it's been a while to my 5 followers, but yes, I'm going to be talking about that today and getting into that process. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So first thing I want to talk about my experience making an appointment. I worked with a studio called Japan Tattoo in Tokyo, and I made an appointment, I think 2 months in advance of my trip, which was really great because I got to like email back and forth. They have someone who's English speaking working there, and so that was really helpful. As someone, I don't speak Japanese, so that was really helpful as someone, setting up the appointment. I do really recommend setting up an appointment before you go because, at least for that studio, walk-ins were really hard to get, and I don't know how it is for other studios in Japan or other artists, but I would really recommend making an appointment ahead of time. So now I'm going to talk about my experience working with the artist. So we had a translator that, you know, said my ideas and translated them in Japanese to the artist that I worked with. I'm going to link the artist in my description, and also I'll add it up here in editing. I'm the editor. But yeah, so over email before I arrived, we talked about the concept that I wanted, and I talked about sizing, and they said they could do it. And then day of, when you arrive, they sketch it out for you. At least that's what was in my experience. And then from there, I worked with the artist right then and there to make changes to the design itself. I'm really, really happy with the way that my tattoo came out, but I do really love being able to talk with the artist directly. So that was just a new experience for me because I've never gotten tattooed in a country where I didn't know how to speak the language there, and so I was really grateful. And the translator did a great job explaining my concept that I wanted, and the artist was amazing. But I will say that I do really enjoy that communication because I just really love working with artists. But my experience working with the artist was good. We didn't talk at all during the appointment, which is so fine. I'm not gonna be like, talk to me while I'm getting a tattoo. But I think the only thing we exchanged was that I really liked his nails. They were like a really cute design. And so I told him that, but I think we didn't talk at all, really. Okay, so this was my actual experience getting tattooed there. So my tattoo is larger. I'm gonna edit a picture of it on my palm here. I'm so excited to edit that. And I really liked it, but it didn't take that long actually. I feel like a piece that big in the States would have taken longer. Maybe, I'm not sure. That's actually probably the biggest piece that I have. Yeah, biggest piece I have for sure is that one now. But yeah, I think it took around like 7 hours, maybe six and a half. I didn't take any breaks because when it comes to tattoos, I don't really feel a lot of pain. I find it to be really meditative, just because it's the same motion happening for a long period of time. They don't use numbing spray. They don't use numbing spray over there. That's not an option. For some of my other pieces that I've gotten in the States, they've offered numbing spray, and I've always been like, yes, just because it just helps eases it for me a little bit. Maybe you can call me all the things you want to call me, weak, pussy, whatever. I like my numbing spray. I want to have a good time. So there wasn't any numbing spray. It was relatively quiet. There wasn't much communication between the customers and the artists, and same with my own. And they did say my artist didn't need breaks throughout, and I was like, wow, look at him go. So he was, and I also didn't need breaks, so we just kind of jammed out for like 6.5 hours. I think there was one break because I really had to go to the bathroom, but that was it. There wasn't any other breaks. There were some other people in the studio that needed breaks, and the tattoo artists, when I looked at the other people in the studio, they were really mindful of when someone was in pain. So they would be like, do you need a break? Or they'll call a break without even asking if you need one because they can see it on your face. But yeah, overall, like, the experience itself was fine. There's just no numbing spray. So if you get a larger piece, no numbing spray. Okay, so I'm going to talk about pricing. So my piece cost around, I'm going to say around like $950. But a piece like that in the States would be around, I feel like, $2K. I also get really expensive tattoos in the States because I really, I don't know, I like to pay for really nice tattoos and really give artists their full due. And I really respect their pricing. But yeah, the tattoos I've gotten in the States would have been much more expensive based on what the artists I go to here in America. But yeah, it was around like $9.50, and that includes tip because they don't tip in Japan. They did ask if I wanted to add a service fee, and I did because I'm like, this person worked for 6.5 hours straight just on my back piece. So yeah, I think the pricing was really good for that, like really good for that level of tattoo. And I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I will say last thing in regards to pricing is I did have to pay a down deposit of around 150 USD. So just be aware of that because they might ask for that if you make an appointment ahead of time. But please make an appointment ahead of time. Okay, last but not least is my experience being in the studio and the clientele that were there. There was some nubs in there. Particularly there was this one person who came in who wasn't getting a tattoo, who was asking for one of the female workers' schedules, and it's like I brought a bunch of snacks for her from America. It weirded me out, and I don't know if that's okay behavior in Japan. Like, I'm not from there, I don't know the customs and what's okay, but I know this guy was American, and I know as an American that weirds me out when someone's asking for someone's schedule at work. It's like I don't typically like to give that information out because it's not, you don't know. In America, you never know, but Japan may be different. But I think, when going to get anything from Japan, just be mindful of your behavior and like how it could be perceived. And maybe it was all friendly, but it also seemed like he seemed really pushy about wanting to know her schedule. So that was a little weird. The second thing that weirded me out was just like, it felt like a very gendered experience. I am a non-binary person, but I present femme, and there was like conversations between the clients about how like girls are so wimpy when it comes to tattoos and how men don't cry, and that was really annoying to me because I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, the men in the studio that were getting tattooed were wimping the fuck out, and it was just in terms of like in their vernacular that they used, and they were like, oh, I'm in so much pain. And it was like, me and my friend's a woman and I present very femme, like we were fine. I just felt like it just felt like a very gender experience. I felt very much like a girl in that space. So yeah, just a heads up on that. But overall, it was fine. Okay, I do want to clarify that point is that the clientele made me feel very girl, not the studio or the staff or the artist I worked with. They were all very friendly, but it was very much the clientele there. Yeah, they said some other weird like microaggression stuff towards me, like in regards, yeah, it was just a little funny, but it was the clientele, not the studio. The studio was great. So yeah. Okay, that's my big journey in getting a tattoo in Japan. Again, a really great experience. Here's my tattoo again, editing a photo. I'm linking the artist down below. He does really great work. He was really awesome to work with. And the studio was really, really nice. Very, very cool. Clientele, especially Americans, cool it. Y'all are... it sucks. I'm not one of them, but I'm one of them. In like I'm an American too type of way. But yeah, all to say, I hope you all have a great time traveling to Japan. Hope this video was helpful, or if not helpful, entertaining. But yeah, thank you all so much, and I'll see you in my next travel time, whatever that is. Okay, bye y'all.